Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, it is I, Jolting Joe, coming to you live from my back porch on Friday, September the 30th. And the weather here in Texas is gorgeous. And thoughts and prayers with Florida. We're used to hurricanes here in Texas. Been through a bunch of them. And so hearts go out to you, Florida. We know what you're going through. So just hang in there. All right. What are you drinking? What are you smoking today? I got a little cigar. All right. This is a Nub Nuance. All right. So I got a little flavor to it. It's kind of like a coffee, almost coffee flavor to it. All right. And then last week we had the had one that was the barrel aged imperial. This one imperial oatmeal stout. But this is the Shield. This is the oatmeal coffee stout. All right. So let's. Oh yeah. Let's crack this puppy open. All right, and there we go. Look at that. Liquid gold, baby. Liquid gold. All right, let's see how this. Oh, sorry, that was sexy. See how this tastes. Ooh, that's good. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's get into it. Um, let's see what we got here. Let's go to ESPN real quick here. Um, All right, let's talk some baseball here real quick before we get into the foosball. And there's only 6 games left for most everybody at this point, and Yankees have clinched the AL East. Toronto has clinched a playoff spot. Cleveland has clinched the Central. The rest of the Central has been eliminated. All of the West has been eliminated with the exception of the Mariners. Tampa, Baltimore, Seattle, the only teams that are still alive. The Astros, of course, have clinched the West. And then the magic number for the number one seed for the Astros is one. So just one Astros win, one Yankees loss, and that'll be it. National League. Mets and Braves are going to come down. They got a big series coming up this weekend. Right now, the Mets have a one-game lead over Atlanta. That one's going to come down to the wire. Philly's still alive. Milwaukee's still alive. The Padres and Giants are still alive. St. Louis has clinched the Central. The Dodgers have clinched the West, and that's kind of where we're at. As far as the wild card standings go, Toronto has a 2 game is the number one wild card in the AL, followed by Seattle, then followed by Tampa. Baltimore hasn't been mathematically eliminated just yet, but they're 5 back with 6 to play. So that's going to take a miracle. And then Atlanta and San Diego are your top 2 wild cards in the National League. And then Philly has a half a game lead over Milwaukee. And once again, the Giants haven't been mathematically eliminated, but with 6 to play, they're 5.5 back. All right. So there you go as far as that goes. So that's kind of baseball. We're just getting ready for the playoffs. Pretty much playoff field is going to be set and all that kind of thing. So that's just kind of what's going on with that. NBA preseason has started. Getting ready for that. Hockey preseason is underway. So we're gonna get all kinds of fun stuff going on at this point. Let's see what we got in NCAA football. Let's see. As far as top 25 goes, Texas Tech upset Texas 37-34. Texas was ranked number 22. Let's see. Georgia won. Michigan won. Clemson beat Wake Forest. Took them 2 overtimes to do it though. Penn State won, Baylor won, Pitt won, number 11 Tennessee beat number 20 Florida, Miami won, Oregon won, Ole Miss won, Kentucky won, A&M barely hung on and beat Arkansas 23-21. So yeah, that was number 23 over 10, so that was technically, that was an upset. Bama won, Ohio State won, NC State won. Oklahoma actually lost to Kansas State. That was a big one. USC won, BYU won, Utah won, Washington won. So really, OU was the big one. Let's see if we got anything fun here in week 5. I got Kentucky, Ole Miss. Got Bama and Arkansas, Oklahoma State and Baylor, Wake Forest, Florida State, NC State and Clemson. So, not a bad week in college football. All right, and then let's go to the NFL, shall we? All right. So, kind of what's going on with that. All right. So let's before we get into last night, let's kind of recap week 3 here in the NFL. The Thursday night game, Browns ended up beating the Steelers. Wasn't Thursday night football, not a great matchup, but hey, my team, the Commies, boy, they fucking sucked. Eagles beat them 24-8, and it was not pretty at all. Offensive line's banged up though, and then Carson Wentz is just fucking Carson Wentz, man. That just fucking Jesus fucking Christ. So anyway, um, Bears beat the Texans, which is good for me because I have the Texans under 5 wins for the season. Titans beat the Raiders in a close game. Colts and Chiefs. Colts upset the Chiefs. Didn't see that one coming. Dolphins ended up upsetting the Bills. Didn't see that one coming. Bills are kind of banged up though. Vikings beat the Dolphins. Ravens over the Patriots. Bengals over the Jets. Panthers beat the Saints. Jaguars beat the Chargers. Chargers also banged up. Rams beat the Cardinals. Falcons over the Seahawks. Packers beat the Bucks 14-12. What a game that was. And then the Broncos and Niners was 10-11. Jesus Christ. And then the Cowboys beat the Giants on Monday night 23-16. Okay. We're going to save yesterday's game for the end here and maybe talk a little bit more about that. All right. But previewing this week, we got which by the way, Sunday's my birthday. But yeah, Washington's playing Dallas in Dallas. Hoping for a Washington win for my birthday. I don't think it's going to happen. I think I'm just going to be disappointed. Dallas is only a 3-point favorite, though. Anywho, Saints Vikings. Saints are beat up. Michael Thomas is for sure out. Jameis Winston is listed as doubtful, and he hasn't practiced all week. So I doubt he's going to play too. It's probably going to be Andy Dalton will probably be starting. Uh, I took the Vikings at -3 in that one. So they're playing in London. We'll see what happens. Browns Falcons. That doesn't sound like a very good game. Seahawks and Lions. Titans Colts. Colts are actually favored by 3.5. Bears Giants. Jags Eagles. Jets Steelers. Bills Ravens should be a damn good game. Bills a little beat up, but we'll see how that one goes. Chargers Texans. Chargers freaking beat the hell. Like I said, kind of need the Texans to lose, but the Chargers are so beat up right now. Patriots Packers, Broncos Raiders, and then Chiefs Bucks on Sunday night. Monday nighters Rams Niners. Nothing really, nothing really doing too much this weekend, unless you're just betting games, as far as that goes. So anyway, well, last night the Bengals beat the Dolphins 27-15, and just to kind of get into that, Tua, of course, if you haven't seen the video, he gets sacked, and it was a clean tackle. Guy wraps up and goes to pull him down, kind of slams him, not intentionally, just kind of the way his momentum was going and everything. It was a good football play. It was fine. But to his head, just hit the turf hard, and you could see it. It's called, apparently, I mean, I found this out on Twitter last night. It's called fencing, when you get a concussion and your fingers just kind of do like that, essentially. Because you could see Tua and his fingers were like, I think he had like 2 of his fingers were like crossed, kind of like this when he went down, and he's just like holding on. They took him to the hospital, took him out on a stretcher, took him to the hospital for head injury, neck injury, just a concussion. But kind of the big story was been talked about today is last week too, and there's video of this too. You can find it on Twitter. There's video of it from last week where Tua gets up, kind of shakes his head, slow to get up, and then like stumbles and looks wobbly. Looks like he's got a concussion. He goes into concussion protocol on Sunday. Dolphins cleared him. They said it was his back. It was giving him back spasms. That's why he fell. But I don't think he knew where the fuck he was at, to be completely honest with you. If you watch that video, it looks like he's got a concussion. Now, once again, the Dolphins said that he went through concussion protocol and they cleared him. The Players Association, the union for the players, are opening up their own investigation because they think that he was concussed. All right. Former WWE superstar Chris Nowinski, also Harvard graduate Chris Nowinski, he's done a lot with concussions. He believes that Tua had a concussion. And like I said, if you watch that video from last Sunday, it looks like he had a concussion. And then if that was the case, he should not have been playing on Thursday night. Definitely got a concussion. All right. But and Tua, he's been hit hard quite a bit. I'm not sure how many concussions he's had. And Tua's career is young. But at some point, the team has to protect the player from himself. And if the Dolphins did something and fudged it to pass him, or he said, "Hey, I'm okay, let me play," and they got him at a concussion and say, "Oh, we'll say it's in your back," that's really fucked up. Because players are going to play no matter what. All right, guys. I mean, hell, Jack Youngblood played on a broken fucking leg. All right, Deshaun Watson's played with a punctured lung. Now these guys know the risk, and of course those aren't head injuries. And of course, if you don't have a head injury and you know that you're hurt, you know guys are playing with torn ACLs, all kinds of stuff. All right, dislocated shoulders, and Smith did that. Okay, uh, that's one thing. All right, to say I know the risks. All right, I'm not concussed. I know the risks. I'm telling you that I'm gonna go out here and play. All right, and if you need me to send a waiver, I will. I realize that I'm risking my own career to do this. That I understand. But when we're talking concussions, when you're mentally not there because you've been mentally concussed, your brain's been, you get a concussion, you can't think. The team should protect the player and say, no, 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 no. We think you have a head injury. We're going to hold you out just in case. And especially with everything with concussions and what we know about concussions and CTE and all that stuff nowadays, the Dolphins training staff should have known better. Team doctors should have known better and protected Tua. All right, because like I said, we don't know for sure if he had a concussion on Sunday, but it sure as hell looks like he had a concussion. I've never seen anybody stumble and fall down because it was their back. Now I can understand if you had a back spasm, but if you had a back spasm, you would have, he would have kind of went, oh, my back. Let me get down. Okay, hold on. Not just got up, kind of went, shook, and then acted like he was drunk and then stumbled. That is a concussion. All right. If you look like you're drunk, that's a concussion. All right. There's no way that he should have been probably out there on last night at all. And the Dolphins are going to have 10 days off with the game. I don't think he should play next week. Give him 2 weeks off. All right. Give him. There's no reason for him. You've got a capable backup quarterback in Teddy Bridgewater. there's no reason to risk to his health this early in the season. Just don't. I wouldn't even play him next week. Because, like I said, I know he's got 10 days to clear concussion protocols. I wouldn't practice him, and I wouldn't play him this next Sunday, a week from Sunday. I would not play him. That's just me. All right. Because it was a gnarly thing to watch last night. All right. And if it turns out that the Dolphins did not protect their player, then they should be fined and people should be suspended, right? If not fired. Now the owner's been suspended already because of the Brian Flores situation and the draft picks and all that other stuff. He's already been suspended, so the owner's been suspended. So is it on the coach? Is it on the training staff? Is it on that? Somebody's got to be held responsible if Tua was out there 4 days after getting a concussion, right, and then getting cleared to play, and then obviously getting a concussion last week. That's unforgivable. So anyway, that's kind of my opinion on it. All right, but I would not, like I said, under in zero circumstances would I play Tua next Sunday. There's no reason to play him. All right, there's absolutely no reason to do that whatsoever. My opinion. Mm. Hold on, I gotta get the. Mm. Mm. Man, that's good stuff. Liquid crack is what this is. Mm. Mm. But anyway, so yeah, there's that. Um, let's see. Oh, as we get back to baseball, because Aaron Judge did hit 61 the other night, finally, in Toronto, for the American League record. All right, now here's the thing with me. Okay, this is my own personal opinion. Be people that's going to disagree. All right, I'm going to be 41 on Sunday, so I remember McGuire and Sosa quite vividly. Um, I remember Bonds quite vividly. I mean, this is my whole take on the steroids era in general. Were they cheating? Technically. And the reason I say technically is because Major League Baseball did not have a drug policy of any kind. All right, you could have been coked up out of your mind and played baseball. All right, you could have been juiced up on steroids and played baseball. There wasn't a drug policy at all with Major League Baseball. What they were doing wasn't illegal at the time because there was no policy. And if you have a policy and you don't have a policy and you're not drug testing, then basically baseball is saying it is okay for you to juice. All right. That's the way that I look at it. Now, I believe Barry Bonds should be in the Hall of Fame. Roger Clemens should be in the Hall of Fame. Okay. If you want to put something on their plaque that says there's suspicions about steroid use or that they played in the steroid era, and you want to put a little asterisk kind of by it, I got no problem with that. But like I said, they technically weren't doing anything wrong. They weren't going against the rules because there were no rules. All right. And if there's no rules, you can't break the rules. All right. So, like I said, we can say it's cheating and that they cheated. But if you've got no policy, you've got no policy. Okay. And be personal. And then also, too, all the records are accepted by Major League Baseball. They haven't changed anything. All right. We know McGuire was juicing. He's admitted to it. Sammy has not admitted anything. Bonds hasn't admitted anything. All right. A-Rod got busted and suspended for PEDs. And he's got 696 home runs, but he still got 696 home runs. Okay. But if you look in the MLB record books, the home run king is still Barry Bonds for career and for season. All right. And Aaron Judge still has less home runs than Sammy Sosa. He still got less home runs than Mark McGuire. Still got less home runs than Barry Bonds in the season. All right. So to say Aaron Judge is the true home run king if he hits 62, which, I mean, he had a long drought between 60 and 61, but if he ends up hitting 62, Barry Bonds for me is still the home run king. All right, because his name's still in the record book. Okay, and you can say he was cheating and taking steroids, and I understand that, but like I said, from my personal opinion, they technically weren't cheating. All right, it was not really against the rules. Okay, uh, I mean, the same can really be said for the electronic sign stealing in 2017. All right, now before you start, okay, I'm an Astros fan. Before you start yelling at me, non-Astros people, here's the thing. Uh, because the Red Sox were using the Apple Watches in 2017. The Yankees were doing something at Yankee Stadium in 2017. We know what the Astros were doing in 2017, but there was no written rule saying that you could not use electronic means to steal signs. And if there's not a rule against it, that means it's illegal. Now, Rod Manfred finally came out and said, don't do this. And then the Yankees apparently stopped. The Red Sox apparently stopped. The Astros did not. The Astros deserve to be punished for that. All right. Because they broke the rules after the commissioner said you can't do this anymore. All right. But prior to that, and that's why the Red Sox never got punished. That's why the Yankees never got punished, because there wasn't a rule against it. And if there's not a rule against it, you can't break the rule. And once again, Major League Baseball did not have a steroids policy. They were basically saying, hey, anybody can take steroids. They took them, okay? But those records are still recognized by Major League Baseball, all right? Just like the Astros championship in 2017, still recognized by baseball. That's just the way it is, all right. And you gotta, I mean, you don't, I mean, well, I say you gotta accept it. I mean, you don't necessarily have to, but I'm just saying you gotta accept it. All right. So if Judge breaks it, it'll be the American League. He'll have the American League record, but in my opinion, Barry Bonds still the home run king, because, like I said, if you look up who has the most career home runs in baseball, who has the single season home run record, if you Google it, it's going to tell you it's Barry Bonds. All right. And so that's just my thoughts and opinions on that. All right. You can agree with me, you can disagree with me. I'm just saying, if there's not a rule for it, it's not cheating. Okay. And like I said, and the same thing with the electronic sign stealing. All right. There wasn't a rule against it. And 3 teams that we know of, at the very least, were stealing signs electronically. Which probably, and if 3 teams were doing it, that probably means that other teams are doing it too, of the 30 teams in Major League Baseball. Okay. But like I said, the Astros got caught, and they did not knock it off. They kept doing it after September, which is basically when Manfred said knock it off. It was in September of 2017, and they kept going. So, like I said, it was a punishment. They were made example of, and they should have been. Okay, but I'm just not saying that. All right, but like I said, if you look up who the American League MVP was that year, it's still Jose Altuve. If you look up who's still the World Series champion that year, it's still the Astros. If you want to put an asterisk by it in your mind, I understand it. I got no problem with it. I get it. All right. Same thing with Barry Bonds and Mark McGwire, Sammy Sosa. If you want to put an asterisk by their name with a home run record, you can. I understand, but technically they weren't doing anything wrong. There was no drug policy. You can blame Major League Baseball for that. Blame Bud Selig for that. Right? You can blame Rod Manfred for the sign stealings in 2017, and you can blame baseball for that too. Right? And then you can blame the Astros when they didn't stop. Okay? Still don't understand though how you just send a fucking memo out to the GMs and tell the GMs to knock it off. Like, how do you not get with the Players Association on that and be like, hey, this is what's happened. Y'all need to, and just get with the union reps and be like, hey, y'all need to tell y'all's team knock this shit off, because if y'all get caught, this is what's going to happen. Anyway, that's just. fucking black cloud over our title. But anyway, so hopefully they'll win one this year. We'll see what happens. All right, but so we'll see, we'll see. But that's what's going on in baseball. So Aaron Judge is going after that. So we'll see what happens with that. And looks like Justin Verlander's going to win the Cy Young, which I hope he does. But he deserves it. He's coming off Tommy John. I mean, he's comeback player of the year as far as I'm concerned. Uh, and then MVP for the American League should be Judge. And I can't speak on the National League because I just don't follow it anymore with the Astros being in the American League. And it was the same when the Astros were in the National League. It's, I used to kind of follow, but keep an eye on the Rangers and stuff. But now the Rangers and it's all the same stuff. So I can't really speak to the National League. Uh, but as far as the American League, Judge should be the MVP. He might win the Triple Crown. All right, and he's already hit 61 homers. So, and I still get the Shohei Ohtani argument. I still get it, but this year, the most valuable player is Aaron Judge. And if you're going to also too use that, if you're going to use the MVP, the most valuable player, strictly, then Aaron Judge is the most valuable player to his team because there's been a lot of games where Aaron Judge has hit a home run or has driven in runs, and the Yankees won the game because of it. No, but Otani is doing is we haven't seen for 100 fucking years. All right, over 100 years. All right, since Babe Ruth. But you know, how many times has Otani gone 3 for 5 with 2 home runs and 4 RBI, and the Angels still fucking lost the game. Okay, so I think Judge is more valuable to his team. And had Otani not won it last year, I think there'd be a bigger argument for Otani. But he won it last year. I get the argument. This year, though, it's Aaron Judge. And Aaron Judge will probably win it unanimously. Okay? If not, he's going to win it by a large majority. Right? So, as far as that goes. All right. That's pretty much it. I don't think there's anything going. We've got a couple minutes left, but let me see. Check the old ESPN top headlines here. Let's see. A lot of Favre stuff. Yeah, he might be going. Yeah, freaking Brett Favre, man. What the hell? Uh, that's pretty much it. But yeah, for you hockey fans, hockey's getting ready to start. For you basketball fans, basketball's getting ready to start. Um, and all that kind of fun stuff. So it's kind of what we got and how things are and whatnot. But yeah, so preseason stuff and almost October baseball. I'll be there for first playoff game for the Astros. So will have a first round bye. They will not play until October the 11th. And it's kind of stupid because usually with 5 game series, it's game 1, game 2, day off, game 3, game 4 if necessary, day off, game 5 if necessary. This year with the American League, it's game 1, day off, game 2, and then I think they get a day off, and it's like 3, 4, 5 back to back. It makes no freaking sense whatsoever. I'm sure it has to do with TV money, but Jesus Christ. So, anyway, there you go. All right. All right. That's all I got for this week, y'all. We'll see you back here next week. And you can find me on Twitter at JJSportsShow63, at JJSportsShow63. You can find me on there. Also, like and subscribe here on YouTube. And we'll be back with you next week. Y'all enjoy your football weekend. I'm going to probably get hammered on my birthday and cry into my beer because Dallas is probably going to beat the Commanders this week, and it's going to be sad because I really don't like Dallas. Uh, uh, All right, y'all. Y'all have a good one. Cheers, everybody, and happy weekend.